The Indiana Pacers traded Bruce Brown, 3 first-round draft picks, Jordan Noira, Kyrie Lewis to the Raptors in exchange for Pascal Siakam, the small forward, power forward, free agent to be 29 years old, putting him alongside Tyrese Haliburton. Hold on. I ain't seen our boy in a minute. Got to shout him out once I seen that.
Nick Pillow.
Nick,
what up? Pascal Siakam to the Pacers, all ball. What do you think? What do you think when you heard that?
Excited and sad at the same time because my Knicks missed out on him. Woj even said they were trying to get him and OG, but they didn't have enough. You understand what I'm saying, Flea Fame? Indiana ain't playing no games. Once again, let me say it again. Woj even said it. They tried to get OG and Siakam. So here's my question. New York Knicks, what are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? I'm being honest, Flea Fame. I'm trading straight up RJ and Randall for OG and Siakam. Take 2 picks. I'm doing that. All right, but let me calm down. That was a great trade for the Indiana Pacers. They got a guy that can guard the 3 to 4, that can stretch the floor, can knock down the 3. He's a champion. You team him up with Haliburton. Word is he wanted to play with Haliburton, so I think that means a lot as well. Listen, I think they're legit threat in the East. I'm not saying championship contention, but they can get to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's been a lot of speculation. I'm being honest with you. I'm a big Dame Lillard guy. I'm not sold on Milwaukee. I don't know if Giannis can average 60 in a 7-game series. It seems like that's what he has to do for them to win. Philadelphia is like night and day. Like I said, until Embiid shows me what he did against the Joker, he can do every night and do it in the playoffs, because in the playoffs, he comes up small. Let's be realistic. So for me, in seeing how Indiana played in the in-season tournament, depending on matchups, and like I told you, Flea, like our Knicks, sometimes people need a little luck. Maybe one team will bump another team. God forbid, I hope it don't happen, but injury or the star player may have a bad series. Listen, Indiana is young. They not scared. They got a great head coach, and they got the best point guard in the NBA. If we're talking prototypical point guard, they young. Like I said, they got it all. They got shoot with Buddy Hield. Like I said, Miles Turner, very underrated. Even though he's not a banger, pause, he's still a big man, can stretch the floor. It was a great,
That's awful. But go ahead.
Yeah. But it was a great pickup. But on the other side, I like what Toronto was doing. The Toronto and the Indiana. That's scary for my Knicks. I know we could talk about that after this topic. We're going to touch on that. But just to be honest, that was a great pickup, man. And I don't think they gave up much. I understand the 2 picks, but I'm going to tell you why, Flea. There's no free agents banging down the door to go to Indiana. So to me, they really only gave up Bruce Brown. I'm taking Siakam over Bruce Brown.
Every day.
Like I said, right. Now, this team, I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to just finish just real quick. The Indiana, they're not tanking. They're in playoff contention. So whatever picks they have is never going to be no top 5 pick. So for me, listen, they got to steal. Because they got a former champion, they got an all-star, and they got a guy that, like I said, at his position, he's top 10. So I love the move for Indiana. I'm scared for my Knicks, being honest.
I don't think this deal puts us in any fear of, being inferior to Indiana. Like, I think we got something nice over there as a Knick right now. But my thing is, I feel like Indiana gave up a lot for Pascal Siakam. Wow. He's an all-star. He is a all NBA type player, but is he going to produce that for you every season? Probably not, right? Is he a number 1 guy? No. We saw that, after Kawhi left and they literally handed the keys over to him after winning the championship. Here, what do we got? So 3 first-round picks for me is a lot for Pascal Siakam. I'm hoping that there was some type of assurance letting the Pacers organization know that he's going to resign with them.
Right.
It would be foolish for them to give up 3 first-round picks for Pascal Siakam. Now, do they get up under that money with Bruce Brown? Absolutely. Bruce Brown is making $23 million a year. That's a lot of money for a guy who is just a piece, not a intricate piece. He's just a little piece that, helps you get to the next spot. Paying him $23 million a year, that's a lot of money. Masai Ujiri at it again, figuring it out over there in Toronto.
Yep.
Stockpiling draft picks, stockpiling young talent. Figured out the guy that he wants to go forward with Scotty Barnes. Adds a dynamic point guard in Emmanuel Quickly. RJ Barrett, native guy who wants to be in Canada. And just pieces, that I don't even know how to pronounce their coach's name. I'll ask one of you guys, do you even know who the Toronto head coach is right now? I have no clue. This is probably one of the first times I can never call a head coach's name. Fabian, don't even try to pronounce his name because you can't.
I know it's Darko something.
Oh, great. For first name Darko. Shout out to Darko, right? I just feel like Masai is putting it together over there. I feel like Indy is in a spot in a win now kind of situation. They got some young talent, but I don't think everybody could see the emergence of Tyrese Haliburton. Like he's shot through the roof now, leading the league in assists, one of the most efficient players in the NBA, shoots the 3 at a high level, can pass his ass off, and just seems like a guy that people like to play with. Like everybody over there in Indy doesn't seem, they seem to enjoy being on the basketball court with him. So I like the deal for Indy. I think they gave up a little too much. I think, and it might bite them later on. Especially if they don't re-sign Pascal. They have to make a decent playoff run for Pascal to say, okay, I'm going to leave Toronto and go sign with Indiana. Like, there's got to be a reason for him to stay. Whether that's, they're going to have to break the bank.
Yeah.
They have to back the Brinks truck up. They're going to have to break the bank on him. Because it ain't no way that I would resign with that, but didn't want to re-sign with Sacramento. The deal for Harrison Barnes got deaded because he didn't want to re-sign with Sacramento. Why would you rather play in Indiana than in Sacramento? Let me ask the panel real fast. Who has a better team today? The Sacramento Kings or the Indiana Pacers?
Well,
I don't know.
Well, my thing is the only thing I can guess is he don't want to be on that West Coast. That West Coast is cold-blooded over there. You got to deal with Kawhi, Paul George, LeBron, Shea Gilchrist, Ant-Man. So I can guess that. But I'm going to say this, and I'll let y'all finish. Woj even said it. A lot of these smaller markets, when they get guys like this, they're going to max them out. Mm-hmm. So I think that was a smart move on both parties. Like I said, you're not going to get no free agents, no superstars wanting to go to Indiana. So when you get an opportunity at them, you got to do what you got to do because this will never come back around.
Faye, what you thinking about this deal?
Well, the first thing, so on Hoops Hype, Pacers feel strongly about being able to re-sign Pascal Siakam if they trade for him. So that was, I guess, beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And we heard the opposite from about the Kings, like you said. To your point, too, I think the West Coast is different. It is more competitive, maybe at the small forward, power forward position, right? But more so, if he's on the Pacers, he's getting the ball with Haliburton. Who the hell doesn't want to play with Haliburton right now? Unselfish superstar. Flea's the first person to compare him to Steve Nash. You better start giving credit. We've seen a lot of headlines. We see a lot of I say metaphors, phrases you guys are taking. I see it. I hear it. I might start posting y'all, but like they say, you copy the best. You copy what does he say? It's complimentary to copy us or whatever.
Flattery, imitation is the best form of flattery. Did I say that right?
Thank you.
Somebody let me know in the comments.
No, that was perfect. That was perfect. I stumbled. You
All right,
saved me, bro.
my brothers. I got y'all. My brothers.
But I think Siakam being on the Pacers, that's an improvement. Like they were competitive with every single team they played until the Lakers turned it up on them in the in-season tournament. And they're missing a guy like Siakam to run up and down the floor. The dribble handoff, pick and roll will be great for them with Siakam. They don't have a guy that could finish like Siakam, I don't think. Nobody on there. Like he's a way better version of Obi Toppin. We were liking Obi. Siakam is everything Obi is not within the perimeter. He can't shoot like that. Neither can Obi.
He defends too, Faye. Like this kid has no problem. See, the other thing people forget, Kawhi could take nights off on the defensive end 4 or 5 years ago as a Toronto Raptor, playing 60-something games, right? And then the games that you do play, you could take nights off on the defensive end because you could throw this young thoroughbred at the best player and let him run up and down and defend. You know what I'm saying? Like I like that. I like what you're saying with that one.
He's also 29 years old. Like he's not. I've seen that being reported. He's within their timeline. So you got Haliburton, who's in his early 20s, and a bunch of those guys are lining up. Even Turner, is he the veteran now of the team? I don't know.
It'd have to be.
Maybe. Right? You got, and then come on now, Bruce Brown. We love Bruce Brown, but if we're talking about championship experience, okay, you got that with Siakam and then some. So he just brings a lot more to the table. That's an upgrade, no matter what anyone says. And I think if they're a 4 or 5 team, nobody wants to see them. They give Boston a problem. They give everybody a chance. Who's the only team? Who's the team out east? Who's the team in the east that gives them that? Maybe Philly. Philly's the only team I see that can really counter everything they have because of Embiid, and then they got the scorers around them, and Embiid can get them into foul trouble. But they give everybody a problem. Let's go score 150 points for 7 games. That's what they're gonna go out to do, and they got to play defense and rotate, and it's definitely an upgrade, man.
But see, just like us adding OG, right? Like we were struggling for like the first half of the season, right? Too on defense, we struggled on defense. We bring OG in, and it's like light switch goes off. Everybody starts defending, and we look totally different on the defensive end. The Pacers lead the league in points per game, but like their head coach says, they can't stop a nosebleed, right? They can't stop nobody. Now you insert a guy that literally wants to play defense. It's not like you're gonna have to ask him, right? Carlisle is a championship bred coach.
Yes.
Pascal, championship bred player. So now you putting those two guys together, right? Along with the brains that Haliburton has. Now you just plug in. You just plug in. I think Mathurin has a high ceiling. I love the fact that they haven't just jumped out there and sent Buddy Hield anywhere, right? You keep that shooter. If you're not going to send, you don't have something viable for him, you keep that type of shooter on your team because you need it, right? And then you start looking around at all little pieces. You have Miles Turner, you got OB, you got pieces over there that Aaron Nesmith, this kid, he's playing his ass off, right? I saw him in Boston a couple years ago. I was like, jury's still out on this kid. He's just upped his level of play. Right. Watching them in the in-season tournament, they've struggled a little bit since losing Haliburton. But watching them all the way up until that tournament game in December, I was like, damn, this is a good team. This is a good team.
Yeah. Well, see, for me, this is why I'm so high on it. Because when you got 2 great players, anything can happen. This is why I was so big on Paul's last season when Dallas didn't make the playoffs purposely. It's like, yo, you see what they doing now. When you got 2 players of that caliber, anything can happen. If you get a Siakam and a Haliburton in the playoff series and they go play out of their mind, sometimes that's all you need. Like I said, great coach, knows how to coach, hell of a coach. Now you have a guy in his prime, great defender, former champion, who can give you 20 plus a night, give you 30, 40 clip any given night, and you put them next to a superstar. Remember, Fabe, sometimes superstars just need that Robin that's right next to him. So for me, listen, see, only real basketball people like us understand this trade. Other people is going to fly under the radar and they're going to think it's nothing. But remember, this is the perfect time to make these moves because once again, nobody in the East is playing great basketball. Nobody's separate. Like the way I thought Boston, right, kind of a little bit. But I still don't trust them. But for me, Milwaukee and Philly, the way everybody's supposed to separate themselves, they not doing it. And it seems like with Indiana, I got to get props to Haliburton. Y'all been up on him. Y'all was trying to put me on him. And I had to take a little time to check him out, which I knew how good he was. But now seeing how great he is, this is going to be a dangerous team to play in the playoffs. They confident. They all in their prime. They having fun. They got their leader that they want to play with and play for. And they got a great head coach. So to me, they got all the stuff you need to move forward to start talking about title contention. I'm not saying this year, but now you have another team in the league that's one piece away.